China's 2035 vision may finally turn it into a superpower. In the middle of strong economic influence, technological marvels, and geopolitical intricacies, we are curious to ask the question, is China going to overcome the established great powers by 2035, notably the United States? Let's try to answer that. The rise of a big country. China's transformation from a society based on farming to emerging as the world's second-largest economy stands as a remarkable success. This transformation was driven by a combination of factors including a large population, adopting advanced technology, and strategic planning. Yet an intriguing question lingers. Can these economic accomplishments propel China to surpass other major countries on the global stage? The economic evolution in China is nothing short of astonishing. With a population of over 1 billion, they possess an enormous workforce capable of driving substantial economic growth. Furthermore, their embrace of novel concepts and strategic blueprints has rapidly positioned them as pioneers in cutting-edge technologies, significantly enhancing their economic prowess. This strategic vision is integral to their journey toward becoming an even more influential player on the world economic map. Before we continue, don't forget to like and subscribe. Exploring different perspectives beyond the surface, the narrative does not stop by only discussing China's earnings. To truly grasp the potential that China holds, we must bear in mind the workings of its society and economy. Within China's vast population, there are significant gaps between the wealthy and the less fortunate, and these disparities have a bearing on China's aspirations. While the economic figures might seem positive at first glance, there's an underlying concern about how fairly the wealth is distributed among all citizens. This gap between those who have more and those who have less is widening as China's economy grows stronger. This dynamic not only raises social challenges, but also prompts us to question how sustainable China's progress can be in the long run. Ensuring a more equitable distribution of wealth emerges as an important element in securing China's enduring success on the global stage. Challenges between countries. As we explore the world's map of relationships between countries, a big story is unfolding: the interactions between China and the United States. These two giants are in a kind of struggle to be the strongest in the world. This struggle includes things like building up their armies, disagreements over land, and complicated talks between them. While China becomes more powerful, things are shifting between these big countries, making us wonder how the world's power balance might change. The competition between China and the United States isn't only about money. It's also about who gets to have more say in important matters around the world. This competition goes beyond just talking about the economy. It's about who has more influence and control. China is getting stronger in its military abilities, especially by adding more military bases in the South China Sea and being firm about owning certain areas of land. This makes other countries nearby and far away worried. The complex discussions and agreements that go along with these actions shape how the whole world works together. Tension on the rise. Now let's look at the areas where things get really intense: the South China Sea and Taiwan. These aren't just pieces of land. They're important places for showing power and also super important for trade. China being aggressive in these areas and doing things like making fake islands and putting their military there only affect nearby places, but it has a big impact all around the world, and it makes other superpower like the US worried. The idea of Taiwan becoming part of China adds even more to the mix, making things even more complicated in the Pacific region. The money mystery. China's rise is all about being strong economically. But there's a catch. Other than BRICS, they're not part of some very important trade agreements. And this slows down their growth. The way China handles its money and deals with other countries is really complicated. As China tries to change how the whole world trades, the United States is also figuring out how to stay powerful in a world where being the best with money isn't certain anymore. A broader perspective from afar. As we shift our focus to the perspective of the United States, we gain insight into how they see the situation. China's rise isn't just a story confined within its borders. It carries significant effects that ripple throughout the entire world. The United States now has a significant rival, leading them to contemplate their role as a global leader and strategize how to maintain that position. China's growing influence brings about a rethinking of how the world works, and this forces the United States to adapt. The United States used to be the primary leader worldwide, but with China's increasing power, the dynamics have shifted. This shift prompts the United States to carefully navigate these changes and seek ways to collaborate with China. Simultaneously, they must ensure they protect their own interests and retain their strong presence on the global stage. This complex balancing act requires thoughtful consideration and careful maneuvering. Looking forward to 2035. As we come closer to 2035, we can start to see the plans China has for what's coming next. These plans involve how they manage their economy and the effects it's going to have on the world, how they partner with other countries through initiates like BRICS, and how they talk with them. It's a bit like writing a book, where every chapter shows us what might happen. Some parts could be really positive, while others might showcase decisions that will bring bad days upon others. People from all around the world are keeping an eye on how China acts, because it will affect how countries work together, how money moves around, and who gets to decide where the world will head. Finding the right balance. In the middle of all these discussions, it's important to think about what's happening with the United States. China's getting stronger doesn't just mean it's the end of the story. It could actually change how things happen in the world in some really big ways. The United States has always been a strong country, but right now, things are starting to shift and change. We need to figure out how to handle this new situation we're facing. Conclusion. Can China become stronger than a country like the United States by 2035? It's definitely hard to say, since the United States tends to handle these situations firmly and has been the world's main superpower for a long time now. I guess we will have to wait and observe as time goes on and things change ahead. But how did China get on track of becoming a superpower in the first place? Watch this video to find out.